All right, we have a little anniversary to announce. To the day, 2 weeks since we were, were we laid off?
No, you know what? I decided that let's make it official. So in all future podcasts, we'll call it emancipated. Let's not go with let's not laid off, fired, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it emancipated. Doesn't that sound more invigorating? Doesn't that sound more uplifting?
Free at last, free at last. Actually, I kind of liked my job, to tell you the truth. Emancipated is good. I like emancipated, but I actually did kind of like my job.
I did too, but I also do feel kind of free, though, also. So.
Free to have to stay home and clean the house and do the shopping and all that?
You know what? When I was in my 20s, that was a bad thing, and homemaker was a bad word, and now I kind of like it, actually. I kind of like, I went to have coffee this morning, a meeting for my charity, and then I ran into a friend and chit-chatted for a while, and then I went to the sunflower market, and now you're over here and we're hanging out, we're doing some stuff that looks kind of like work, so I kind of am liking it.
And where'd you go have coffee?
Village Baking Company in the McHenry Village.
Last time I was there, I ran into Valentine.
Who's that?
The guy that is more local than we were. The guy from, he's omnipotent. Not only is he working in LA, but he, as the Clear Channel talking heads will tell you, is more local than the jocks that we have here, as is that other douchebag. I don't even know. Maybe he's a very nice guy. The guy that took Chimpo's spot is probably also, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
He manages to be in Florida and here all at once.
Oh, is that guy from Florida?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I have no. You know what? I haven't listened. I don't know. I honestly have not had the time. I've just heard bits and pieces from other people, and I don't really care. So,
guy had one strike against him already, and then you say he's from Florida.
All right. Well.
So anyway. No, just I don't think we ever addressed it, but let it be known and out there now. I have no problems with anybody that's inside that building on Lansing. Everybody there was cool to me. I had a great experience, unlike that first time where that son of a bitch, dirty ass bastard who I would beat down with a stick if I saw him today. Kidding.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, the first time was awful. And that guy was a dirty bastard. And this time around, I have nothing bad to say about anybody. Clear Channel, that's another story. But, I don't need to get into the negative. Here's what I don't like. I don't like that they're lying. They're lying about how they're not, letting people go. They're lying about how they're not cutting costs. They're lying about that people are more local. Of course they're not more local.
Well, you know what? People haven't you seen all the emails? People have figured that out. People aren't stupid. You used to be able to perpetrate something like this on a community maybe 10 or 15 years ago, but people aren't stupid now. They can figure out that none of those people are live or local. They get it. They're not dumb.
And with any business, I guess it's the same crap. You're gonna hear spin everywhere you go. Sure. But there you go. There's the spin, and that's kind of disheartening. But my experience here, I have nothing bad to say. So we'll get into we'll separate this out. Do you want to separate this out, or you want to keep on trucking?
Oh, you want to keep on complaining?
No. No, I want to talk about the good stuff. All right. So I will tell you, though, I did get to go to Live in the Vineyard, even though that we were let go. That was the next weekend? No, the weekend after that, right? Yeah. Okay. So Live in the Vineyard, we did indeed go out there, and it was really fun to go, talk to all these people in radio and records who are all going, oh, crap, we're next. So you kind of feel like a community of people who are fearing for their jobs. Which feels good. I think we should get together in Napa like every weekend and do that. But got to try some fantastic wines, had some fantastic food, saw a lot of bands. But high above anything else, we saw the Kroegerlicious one.
It was the rumor, I think it was the Friday night when we first got there, that we were going to the Hess Collection Winery, which is some fantastic wine. And we had a great time, and we had heard that on the bus that possibly there was going to be a guest appearance by none other than Chad Kroeger of Nickelback, and the angels sang, "Oh!" And he did show up, and I noticed that he was there, but I didn't notice what everybody was talking about. He was totally making out with his girlfriend through the whole acoustic performance. And I posted some pictures on the Facebook so you can see what it looked like. It was very vibey, a lot of candles. There are all the wine casks all around us, very nice low lighting. It's really pretty. They're serving food. We're having wine. And just for somebody to be making out it would just be really weird. It would be very odd. I didn't see it. So maybe somebody was exaggerating, that maybe it was just a loving embrace. And No, from what I heard, I didn't see him making out either, but I heard this account by like 3 different people. So, I mean, imagine you were at an industry event. People are dressed up, they're having wine. It's not like you're, I don't know, down at the whiskey. Right. And also, in addition, it's not like it was, Tammy Cruz that, some people know, but this is somebody that everybody's looking at. He's a celebrity, so everybody's going to be staring at you. So, I mean, what douchier thing could you do than be making out with somebody, right?
I was looking forward to this for so many funny reasons. One, I've always had, I've always been a big Nickelback fan.
Yes.
I say with my tongue planted firmly in my cheek.
You know what? You're really going to upset your sister Mickey now, so just watch it. That's all I'm saying.
So when we heard Chad Kroeger was going to be there, I'm like, right on. I want my picture taken with the biggest douche ever. And then we got up there and he was really nice. So then I had to feel kind of bad about it and everything. Oh, wait. But I got a story to recount. I've got my Kroegerlicious story to recount. Not only was he making out and everything and everybody was laughing about that, but at least he wasn't wearing sunglasses.
Yes.
That would have been worse. So I go up and I shake his hand and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have really cold hands. And so he wraps both his hands around my hands and he says, it's good for that. And I looked at him like, what's that? And he goes, warm hands. He did have warm hands.
You know what? He was very sweet. And, I thought, somewhat humble, actually. I thought he was very nice. He gave me a very nice, warm welcome handshake and looked right in my eyes and looked very... No, really, he looked very...
Did it pierce your soul?
It did. No, he looked very sincere, though. I really felt a connection of one human to one Nickelback. He was very nice.
Is that something you can get penicillin for? All right. So I think one of the reasons he was probably humbled was he was there on the very day that the news broke about the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Running a petition around saying, we do not want Nickelback playing.
Not the Lions, though. So a fan. Wasn't it a fan?
Well, I mean, it's not the organization, the Lions, but everybody in Detroit who's a football fan, well, every single one of them, we counted. But no, they're running a petition around saying that we don't want Nickelback playing our halftime show at the Thanksgiving game, which is kind of a huge deal. And they're doing well this year.
Well, now I'm sure, though, that probably wasn't news to him, though, because it had been circulating for a couple of weeks. But the fact that it was one of the banners on Yahoo News for the day made it a bigger story of the day. So I don't know if he knew about it that day, but he must have been aware of the petition prior to that day, I would think. You won't let me stop, so I wish I could go ahead and look up the exact text, but I swear to God, take a break.
I swear to God, within the text of and they have thousands and thousands of people who've signed this,
like 40,000
of the petition, it says, does anybody even like this band?
All right.
It's a sad, sad day.
But yeah, you know what? Now I feel dirty. Now I feel bad because he was such a nice guy.
Because your soul connected with his Nickelback.
We connected, Angie, in a big way. Or it could have been the Hess wine.